same thing happened to Buhari. The real Buhari before he died. Ask Angela Merkel, the German chancellor. Go and check it up in YouTube. Buhari left the aircraft, saw a very finely arrayed military parade, a reception for him. Even German soldiers, well drilled and disciplined. If you see them, you become frightened. I don't blame him. And he didn't want to come down. Angela Merkel asked him to come down. There is no problem, that he's safe. He thought it was an military coup in Germany. They told him there's no coup here in Germany. This is just an ordinary red carpet reception for you. Because we have interest in the zoo. So we have to, diplomatic niceties dictates that we must be very friendly and extend to you the very finest courtesy that the Germans could afford. He came down from the aircraft and inspected the guard, but he could not hold it. As he got to the end, he turned around and he bowed in front of the soldiers. Oh, we see the soldier. So Buhari have had many televised landings abroad, but there was none in Paris because it is not Buhari. The real Buhari is dead. He bowed to the soldiers in total Al-Majri submission, as they do it in the north. This time around in Paris, there was no footage to show. The global event was televised live and released by various international media platforms. Everybody saw it. But none of the videos from Al Jazeera to CNN to everybody, not even their useless NTA, was able to capture or to show Jubril speaking at the summit. All we saw were doctored pictures being churned out by Femi Adesina, the assistant media and publicity aide to the president. I don't know where Femi Adesina did his NYSC. Maybe at Oluwole, International School of Forgery and Fraud. You know, Oluwole is in Lagos, near Tinubu Square, where they forged, maybe where they did Buhari certificate as well, who knows. Femi Adesina has become an accessory to forgery and to fraud. And they say he's a pastor in a church. He's a pastor in a church. And some of you go to that church because you're ignorant and because you're foolish. If you're sensible, any church attended by Yosibajo and Femi Adesina, no right-thinking person should go there to worship. Because they're evil. I'm telling you the truth. Not that they're not good people. I'm sure Yemi Yosibajo is a nice man. But he's a liar. For covering a lie and a fraud, he's a liar. And now they're chasing him for fraud. He's a pastor. And they're chasing him for fraud. Can you believe that? Femi Adesina is at the heart of this forgery. I'm sure he's reporting to Abba Kyari. They said that Buhari was identifiably present at the summit and even went ahead to release outdated fake pictures. Now tell me, why will they release fake pictures if Buhari was there as they claimed? Why no video? Only fake pictures. Only fake pictures. The man all of you ignorantly call Buhari, which I told you as far back as July. I told you in July of 2017 that Buhari was dead. That the man you're looking at is Jubril. And that he could not participate in the event primarily due to his refusal to adopt the dress code rather. You know, everybody was on suit now. Perhaps with the exception, the Moroccan king had a trench coat over whatever he was wearing underneath. We obtained information that several world intelligence agencies, including the US, were preparing to make sure that Jubril was disgraced. That the impostor was disgraced. It was really the plan of Aminu Jubril al-Sudani and the cabal to have him attend the summit, which crashed in their faces as he could not summon enough courage. He got to Paris, he started shaking. He told them, I cannot do this. They asked him to go, he said he cannot go anywhere. He ran away. He didn't attend anything. Even Vanguard, that I respect, Vanguard newspaper. As I'm saying this, please, IPOB be releasing all the pictures. The one where a whole Vanguard newspaper published a fake picture saying it is Buhari going to address people, only showing his back. Unbelievable. Sometimes you love them, sometimes you hate them. But journalists should do the right thing. It was your fellow journalist that set a world record. It was Woodward of Washington Post that made sure that Nixon was impeached, and rightfully so, for lying to the American people. Why can't journalists forget 5,000 in a brown envelope and write the truth and have their name written in gold forever and ever? As Dele Giwa did. As Dele Giwa did. They had him attend the summit, but he chickened out. He could not do it. He was frightened. He was scared. He ran away. They took him in front of other people. They said they were French. They said Nigerian, French, whatever. They're having a meeting, a town hall meeting, that nobody was allowed to bring in his or her phone into. They said Jubril went on a tentative conference. In that very conference, nobody was allowed to photograph him. Nobody was allowed to ask him any questions. Some of the people that attended said, no, this man we are looking at is not Buhari. They felt disappointed and they left. And do you know the worst part of it all? The man they claim is Buhari, which is actually Jubril, could not recognize those that came with him. Even his own minister for diaspora affairs, he couldn't recognize her. That's how terrible things are in the zoo. Before the commencement of this bizarre event, those people that came, they were searched thoroughly. So the question that we're asking this very evening is this: who is presiding over the leadership of Nigeria in Aso Rock? Why can't, I just want to know, why can't Nigerians demand to know where Jubril attended his own summit? Where is the video of the summit he went to? It's a world summit with world leaders in attendance. There is video everywhere. I want somebody to go and bring one single video and show us where Jubril was in Paris, or Buhari, if you choose to call him that. Because Buhari is dead. The person they brought to replace him was scared and frightened. He couldn't go out to meet world leaders. That is why there are no pictures of Buhari shaking the hands of any of the world leaders. We saw the one for George Weah. We saw it. We saw, is it Kagame? What's it called? Was it Paul Kagame of Rwanda? We saw other people where they met world leaders. Please, Jubril, Femi Adesina, Abba Kyari, Awusa Fulani Kabal, show us the one single picture of Buhari you claim went to Paris, shaking the hand of one other world leader. Please show us. There's none. Maybe they're forging it tonight. Tomorrow, Femi Adesina will tweet it and pay some journalists to be writing junk. And they will accept money and be writing rubbish. But their reward is in hell, I assure them. Why is it that Nigerians tonight cannot demand the immediate arrest and questioning of Femi Adesina for engineering the fraud and deceit through social media? But again, what do we expect from a very hopeless, damnable zoological republic called Nigeria, where even their youth, so-called youths, are more brain dead than the late Buhari himself? Brain dead! There is nothing in their brain. I have a second assignment before I proceed. Do you know what the assignment is? I want people, as I am giving this assignment also to Awusa Fulani people, Awusa Fulani Cabal. I am giving them a very simple assignment. It's so easy, it's so clear. I want anybody, including Nigerian journalists, please, Go and get a video of the old Buhari, the dead one, with Bukola Saraki in 2015 and in 2016. Very simple assignment. Picture, videos, just name it. And then you go and get a picture of Bukola Saraki with Jubril in 2017, late 2017 and 2018. You will see very clearly that whereas the old Buhari that is dead is almost the same height with Saraki, or is slightly taller than Saraki, all of a sudden Saraki is now a giant in front of Jubril. It's a very simple. Are people that stupid? I will get to what that Malam Daura said later. He said as you get older, certain features will change. They think I'm a fool. I'm coming to him later. Kamboyabo. Is it difficult to do? Is it difficult to find a picture in 2015, 2016? Is it hard? Is it hard to do? These are simple things anybody can do. Go and get the picture of Bukola Saraki, the Senate President, with Buhari. Both of them were in APC campaigning through late 2014 and early 2015. Up until 2016. They took many, many pictures together. Please, as I'm saying this, I want the very exceptionally formidable IPOB admin, the best journalist in the world, to begin to circulate those pictures that those who are even blind can see. Because it has gotten to that point that the blind must see. Go and show your grandma in the village, show your grandpa, show your uncle, show your aunt a picture of the real Buhari with Bukola Saraki in 2015, 2016. Look at Saraki now in late 2018 with Jubril. Then you will understand what we're talking about. These are the very subtle mind games that the fraudulent APC government and their friends in the media are playing on us. They claim that it is a PDP plot to discredit Buhari. It is one idiot that went and swallowed dictionary was writing rubbish. He says his name is Dr. Sijo, whatever the idiot is. It is a fake news. Oh my God. Conspiracy theory. Oh my goodness. Has no conspiracy theory, Beacon. Conspiracy theory. In the gas school. And in his house now, maybe the gen has gone off because there's no petrol. Conspiracy theory indeed. It is the very simple truth. Anybody thinking that the unmasking of Jubril is a conspiracy theory is a complete idiot and a fool. I was the very first person to raise the alarm about Jubril because I knew that Buhari was dead. I knew the day he was flown to Saudi Arabia. I asked those in government, you see, Nigeria, they said they have journalists, isn't it? In Nigeria. Can any journalist in Nigeria please ask Asorok to give you the presidential log? You know that presidential jet that Buhari took to London for treatment. You know when all of you were complaining, how can we be paying thousands of pounds on parking fees? Remember that? Good. Now go back and ask them, when did that plane depart Luton Airport? And where did it go to? Very simple, isn't it? That is what I expect Punch newspaper to do. That is what I expect these days. Sun newspaper, Vanguard. Send the people who can actually investigate. But they will go there, they'll give them brown envelope, and they'll come back and write rubbish. Because a black man doesn't have conscience. Do you know the reason why? Maybe, I don't know, I know that you were in Germany a while back and still there. Do you know why? I don't know other people who have experienced it. Do you know that white people see blacks as liars? Do you know that? Ask anybody who lives abroad, they will tell you. You've not had any contact with this person. They see you, they say, you are a liar. Why? It's because of what our journalists are doing. How can any right-thinking person, a journalist, accept money to suppress the truth? It's just like a doctor accepting money instead of conducting a surgery, a successful surgery on you. He will decide to slice your throat. That's the meaning of it. You see, journalists, teachers, doctors, very, very important in any society. Journalists, basically, they hold the conscience of the entire people on the tip of their pen. They are supposed to reflect the truth. No, it's not true. It's that it's a conspiracy theory. But I'm asking you, as a newspaper editor, why can't you get one of your journalists, give them money, ask them to investigate this very matter for you? Ask them a simple question. The presidential jet that took Buhari to London, when did it leave, depart from London, and where did it go to? Very simple. But they won't do it. Instead, no, do you know why? All they want is for you to vote next year, so you can renew your slavery certificate for another 4 years, because they think we are all fools. And frankly speaking, we are. Do you see why I call Nigeria a zoo? Because the people do not reason. 1 + 1 is 2. Nothing else. We must proceed. This is Radio Biafra. If you're joining us for the very first time, we welcome you to this very live edition. The unmasking of the fake Nigerian president, Jubril Aminu al-Sudani, who is right now domiciled in Abuja or where else they may have placed him. When this fraud was introduced to the ever gullible and brainless Nigerian public, I told them immediately, and it was widely reported, so that the idea that I'm saying it now, to maybe spite one person or the other, is pure fallacy. I'm in Israel today because I was the very first person to reveal that Jubril is an impostor, that Buhari is dead. They came to my house to kill me. Everyone knows that. The videos are there. The unmasking of Jubril is an IPOB effort. And we must expose the evil in the zoo to the eternal shame of Nigerians that have no shame. You know, Nigerians have no shame. There is no shame whatsoever. And they want to be regarded as human beings when they have steadfastly refused to reason properly. For how many years now? No, how many years? It's since last year. You've been calling a Sudanese man a foreigner, His Excellency. Do you know that? Even Chokwa Sokole, they said when there today. You are calling a Sudanese man you did not vote for, Your Excellency, His Excellency. Hey, unbelievable. There are only 3 of us that ever mentioned Jubril, as a matter myself, my good friend Fani Kayode, and my dear brother Sari Dokubo. They are the only people. Nobody else ever mentioned this very issue until I came back on a few months ago to begin to address it. They are being dishonest, trying to politicize this very effort. But we are not going to be deterred from exposing the zoo to the whole world. By the end of this process, the whole world will know that Nigerians are the most stupid people on the face of the earth. Without any doubt. Because they do not reason. Anyway, that's why they don't have any electricity, no good roads. Nothing is working. But they're happy moving all over the place. Taking selfies. I understand that it is in the interest of the Yoruba people to work against Biafra. Because of allocation. We all understand that. But now is the time to do the right thing. And that right thing is to publish the truth surrounding Jubril. Ask yourself this question: why did the presidency decide to lie over something as minor as a summit attendance? Ask yourself that. They didn't have to go to the summit. Why are they lying about something as minor as a summit? They ended up digging themselves even into a bigger hole. to understand the mess that the zoo is in and what they are trying to hide. The problem is not that they lied. Ask yourself, what are they trying to hide? You must interrogate the lies. Very important. When we say that the zoo, Nigeria, is full of wild animals, they think that we are joking. Now you can see how useless the zoo is and the handlers of Jubril are. Can you see the level of lies and deceit being orchestrated by Femi Adesina? On November the 10th, I hope people are taking down all the evidence that we're giving them. On November the 10th at about 6:32 a.m., Femi Adesina posted on Facebook, President Buhari arrives France ahead of the Paris Peace Forum. But it was not a peace forum. It was Armistice Day commemoration, the end of the First World War. In his Facebook, he posted, President arrives with ambassador of Nigeria to France. Yes, that's what they said. This was how the deception started. This was how they started to lie that Buhari was attending a peace forum in Paris instead of telling ignorant Nigerians that the real event was Armistice Day commemoration. By saying Paris Peace Forum, they were hoping to divert your attention away from the celebrations in front of the Arc de Triomphe, where they knew in advance that Jubril Buhari was neither invited nor able to expose himself to Donald Trump and other world leaders. My friends in the media in Yoruba land may want to know why Asoro Kabal went to this length to protect Jubril, using the Paris event as an excuse to smuggle him out of the zoo, Nigeria, for further plastic surgery to his ear, teeth, and hands. It is because they were afraid of what I would say if Jubril were to be holed up in Asorok while other African leaders attended the event, because George Weah was there. And as I said, Paul Kagame was there as well. Everybody that goes to this very news story published by one of Polycarp, this is the evidence I'm giving you. On November the 11th, 2018, at 2:55 p.m., 2:55 p.m., this is the headline from Vanguard. Buhari, Macron, Putin, Trump mark end of World War I. Vanguard newspaper. I repeat. Vanguard said, Buhari, Macron, Putin, Trump mark end of World War I. Did anybody see Buhari with Macron? Did anybody see Buhari with Putin? Did anybody see Buhari with Trump? Hell, why are these people lying this way? If they said he went to Paris to see any of these people, can they show us a photograph of Buhari and Macron together? Of Buhari, their own Buhari, but our own Jubril, and Putin together. Show us a picture of Buhari and Trump together. Because it's a lie. So even the highly respected Vanguard have joined the band of liars, trying to protect the oppressor. Can you imagine a journalist helping a failing, lying government to deceive their readers? I don't know if people can, I don't know why people are not, enraged by this. How can a newspaper be helping a dictatorial, despotic government, incompetent to the core, to deceive their readers? Ever since I stated in my Faruku home that Buhari died and was laid to rest in Saudi Arabia, the government of Nigeria, with the help of their friends in the media, some of them, not all of them, they have demonized me. Channels, television, Punch, TVC, Nation, Tribune. They have been doing their best. Nigeria have been doing their best to kill me. And what channels, TV, and the rest are doing is to help them to cover it up. They came to my house to kill me. They killed 28 of my men, killed my cousin, and killed my dog. They said it was a clash. Alleged. They saw dead bodies on the ground. Journalists in Nigeria said alleged. Alleged. Do you see why I don't want to be in Nigeria? I cannot dwell nor stay in the same country with liars, congenital liars and deceivers. These are journalists. If a journalist or a judge cannot speak the truth, then what is the hope? What is left for the masses? Where is the hope going to come from?